Alright guys, we're back again. Traversal ENT. We're back again, guys. Let's do it. Alright guys, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna disclose it. It is what it is. I'm gonna disclose it. All the way from the UK, I'm gonna disclose it, guys. Tyson Fury's game plan against AJ, guys. You're about to hear it. Pay attention. I'm gonna disclose Tyson Fury's game plan, and I'm gonna give you a few bits and pieces of keys to victory, and then my personal prediction of who wins the fight, all right? All in one, yeah? Pay attention. You want to hear this, guys. The game plan's here. Both men, first and foremost, nothing's going to change from today to when these guys fight, all right? We know how they fight. We've seen how they fight. We know their styles, right? The only one is tweaked. Well, tell it like they both tweak their styles a bit. But we know who they fight. They're not going to have any pre-fights before they meet each other. Let's move on. What is the game plan? Tyson Fury's got a brilliant game plan, guys. And I'm going to say right now, it is Tyson Fury's superior game plan that's going to win him this fight. He is going to actually dominate Anthony Joshua and win the fight. There you go, guys. I've just told you my prediction, yeah? It's the game plan. What is the game plan? First of all, let's focus on, let's go on Joshua first, yeah? How does Joshua win this fight, guys? AJ wins this fight if Tyson Fury does exactly what he's just told the whole world he's going to do, which is come in there, run in there, fight AJ like he fought Wilder. If Tyson Fury does that, AJ will win the fight, and he will win the fight relatively quickly, guys. The fight won't even go halfway if Tyson Fury implements that game plan of I'll fight him like I did Wilder. AJ will win within 3 rounds, guys. So do you think Tyson Fury is that stupid? Do you think Tyson Fury's trainer is that stupid to allow Fury to implement that game plan? Don't forget, Fury only did that against Wilder because he realized Deontay Wilder can't fight going backwards. If you want proof, go and check Wilder's fight against, what's the Polish guy's name who he fought? Deontay Wilder fought the Polish guy. Let me give you his name. Arthur Szpilka. So what did he do? After that first fight thing, he worked it out. They worked it out. And that's why he did that. That's why he implemented that game plan and won the fight. So he could say to you guys on the press conferences, I'm going to run into Wilder and beat him. Because he knew none of you lot would believe it. I definitely didn't. But he did it, right? So he's told you now, regarding Joshua, I'm going to do the same thing. Because he knows that you lot will believe it because you saw him do it last time. The point is, he is going to do it, but not in the way you think. So let me tell you how he's going to implement that game plan, guys. Fury has 2 ways of winning. Number 1, he can outbox Anthony Joshua. Simple. They can have a boxing match and Fury will win the boxing match, guys. He will win it. He has longer arms. He will keep Joshua at the end of his jab. He will not double up the jab. He will not triple up the jab. He will strictly stick to pot shotting. Pot shotting, he'll give Joshua so many different looks. He'll move around. Joshua can move too. But guess what? Out of Joshua and Fury, one of these fighters has better engine than the other. Fury has the better engine. Why does Fury have the better engine? He doesn't need to take a round off. AJ's size and muscles take it out of him. He does very well and he has a second gear, but AJ does need to take 2 rounds off to get into the next gear once he's burnt out the first. Fury doesn't need it. He's blessed and gifted enough to have the athleticism to carry him through. He's got a good engine. He will keep just at the end of the jab. He will not double up his jab or triple the jab, guys. That's the first part of the game plan. Fury will box in the first part of the game plan. He will not attack like he's just told you. And then what is he going to do? Once Fury, well, bear in mind, when he starts boxing, he'll be banking rounds in, right? Fury's relying on a points victory. He's not relying on a KO, guys, contrary to popular belief. Yeah? He's relying on a points victory. If the KO comes, great, but he's not banking on it. He's going to start off by boxing Joshua, collect some rounds in the bag. Joshua's going to feel like, okay, I need to do something different here because I'm not winning this. And then Fury's going to wait until Joshua needs the recuperative rounds. Remember what I told you? They've studied Joshua. Joshua needs 2 rounds. He needs to take it off to be able to get into second gear. Fury will wait on Joshua to take those rounds off. The minute he feels Joshua's taken the round off, guess what, guys? Fury will attack. Because Joshua takes off those rounds because he loses steam. You can tell. He looks like he's fatiguing. Fury will attack. Why? The purpose of the attack will not be to knock out Anthony Joshua, but it will be to, number one, look very dominant to the judges. Number two, to impair Joshua, to cause damage to AJ. Because if you are tired and you take punishment, guess what, guys? You stay more tired. Joshua will find it harder to get into second gear if he takes punishment when he takes off those rounds or 2. Joshua will need 2 rounds to take off to beat Fury. Why do I say that too? Joshua will not fight Fury light. That's another mistake that you lot might be thinking. If Joshua fights Fury light, there's no way Joshua's winning the fight. He's got to come in somewhat heavy. Not excessively heavy, but somewhat. He can't come in light against a guy like Fury. Fury's size alone will be too much to handle. So Joshua will need to take off 2 rounds. Fury is banking on that. And the minute Joshua does, Fury will bring the punishment to Joshua. And why will he be able to do it? Because when Joshua takes off those rounds, guys, he's tired. Joshua's pride won't allow him to take punishment from Fury, so he'll try and fight back. He'll play into Fury's hands. He will look silly. Now, if Joshua finds his second wind after he gets tagged and really tagged, that's when Joshua's really going to get, he'll catch jabs all day, but he's really going to get marked up when he takes those rounds off. Joshua's going to find his second wind, and Joshua's going to want to press the attack right at that point. Right? He's going to want to press the attack. In comes Joshua for the attack. Fury's anticipating that. But once Fury's done the damage in the 2 rounds that he needs, Fury is only going to attack for about 2 rounds, guys. Not any more than that. Other than that, he will box. Once he's done that, he will expect Joshua to come out trying to fire at him. Fury will revert back to boxing. Why? Because that will give the judges the ring generalship. It will give the judges the dominant fighter. He'll show the judges who's bossing the fight, who's dictating the fight, who's dictating when they engage. Guess what? Fury, 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 Fury. Do you see how he's going to finesse his way into this victory, guys? Fury is not banking on knocking out AJ, guys. AJ is not... I'm not saying it can't happen, but he's not banking on it. If he sees the shot, he'll take it, but he's not banking on it. That is Tyson's Fury's game plan. Don't ask me where I got it from, guys. Don't ask me where I got it from. Don't ask. That is the game plan. Now, let me talk about AJ quickly before I end this video, right? How can AJ win the fight? Let's have a look. You see, Fury's got multiple ways of winning. He can just box the whole night away, right? Simply box and rely on a points victory like that, but then a lot of that will depend on what AJ does. Or he can do what I've told you, what the game plan is, which is to box, don't double up on the jab, wait for AJ to take his rounds off. AJ always takes 2 rounds off when the fight goes further than 6-7 rounds. You do the math to work out how many fights has been in that's gone further than 6 rounds. You work it out. But he always needs to take them rounds off to recharge and get into second gear. Fury will capitalize on that, guys. That's when Fury will attack. You will see Tyson Fury attacking Anthony Joshua the same way he did. But back to Joshua. How does Joshua win this fight? Fury has a habit in nearly all of his fights. Fury at some point likes to stay on the ropes. Why does he do it? Because he tries to show you that he is the master. Fury feels very confident in his defense even when he's on the ropes. Why? Because he sees shots coming and he can always revert to his size, which is bear hug you. By the way, guys, regarding holding, there's going to be a lot of holding in that fight in the early rounds by Fury. And the reason for it is to frustrate Joshua and to tire and fatigue Joshua. In order for Joshua to need to take rounds off, you need to make him somewhat tired, or he's got to move around. Fury's size and all the holding he'll be doing and the single jabs, it's going to be an ugly fight, but Fury will be the only one landing. When Joshua gets fatigued, Fury's confident. So back to Joshua's game plan now. Fury will go to the ropes to look cute because Fury sees the shots coming when he's on the ropes. He does see him. And when you get too close, which is what Joshua wants to do, Joshua knows that Fury's going to want to hold him. That's what Fury will do. When Joshua comes close on the ropes, he'll try and hold him. But guys, if Fury can't, or if he mistimes his shots, or if his defense is not as sharp as he thought it was, Joshua will punish him when he's on the ropes, guys. So Joshua's camp, they've told Joshua, every time that guy's on the rope, tee off on him. Tee off on him. So expect Joshua to tee off on Fury when Fury's on the ropes. So when you see that happening, Fury will grab Joshua, tie him up, put his weight on him. He won't let him go until the ref really warns him. Come round 5, 6, you will see Joshua visibly fatigued, guys. But we're talking about Joshua's game plan. He'll need to take it off. Now, Joshua is praying that Tyson Fury does what he says, which is what? Run to him. If he comes to him, runs to him like he did Wilder, guess what? Fury will get knocked out within the first 3 rounds. That's a fact. Anthony Joshua is very good with his counter shots. He is one of the best counter punchers in boxing. If you press Joshua, you will get countered. Now, when Joshua lands that counter shot, he looks at your face and legs. Why? Because that tells him whether he should attack and finish and execute at that point. If your face shows him that you're buzzed, Joshua will finish the show. He'll close it. If your legs buckle, Joshua will attack you. He'll tee off on you. So Joshua will be he'll be praying that Fury attacks him in the early rounds when he's fresh. Tyson Fury's trainer is not an idiot. They are not going to give AJ what AJ is looking for. In the first fight against Wilder, they didn't give him what Wilder was looking for, which was Fury. Wilder was hoping that Fury would beat, to some extent, a still target at some point so he could land the right hand. At no point was Fury a still target in the first fight. Second fight was a different story altogether, right? They are not going to give Joshua what he wants. They are not going to run at him like they did Wilder. Not until Joshua needs those 2 rounds to recuperate and get into second gear. This is detailed prediction I'm giving you guys because I know the game plan. It's different with Joshua. If he presses Joshua, he'll get knocked out within the first 3 rounds, so he's not going to do that. But guess what? You believe he will. Anthony Joshua believes he will. Because you lot saw Fury do it last time. It's part of the games that Tyson Fury plays. Tyson Fury will never fight an elite fighter without getting into that fighter's head. Alright? Tyson Fury will never fight an elite fighter without getting into that fighter's head. He got into Klitschko's head. He's already gotten into Anthony Joshua's head. Now bear in mind, Joshua's a mentally tougher person than Klitschko. So, it's not through frustration that Fury's going to get into Joshua's head, but it's by making him believe something that's not going to happen the way he's assuming. Joshua does believe that Fury's going to come in and try and knock him out. Joshua does believe that. And that's exactly what Fury wants. But guess what, AJ? Fury's only going to do that when you take those 2 rounds off. That's the prediction. Joshua's only way of winning this fight is if Fury attacks before Joshua takes the 2 round off. If Fury attacks or if Fury doubles up on his jab, Joshua will catch him. Bear in mind, Fury's got the longer arms. Fastest fight, in my opinion, is relatively equal. When Fury does a straight shot, he's faster. When it comes to hooks, Joshua's faster. Joshua will not be able to throw any combination punches against Fury unless he's got Fury on the ropes. But guess what? The Kronk Jin already told Fury, you're on the ropes. If he's too close and you know he's going to tee off on you, grab him, hold him, make him tired. Excessive holding will be abundant in this fight, guys. So I've given you my prediction. Tyson Fury will win by total domination, guys. As shocking as that sounds, and I'm shocking myself to say it, but you know why I'm bold enough to say it? It's because I know the game plan. But Fury's game plan is a brilliant one. If he can implement that game plan, Fury will look so dominant, guys. You lot will consider him to be one of the best fighters that's ever stepped into the ring. That's what I'm saying. Let me know what other content creators are saying. That's what I'm saying, guys. Spread this video, because you know I said some jewels in this video, guys. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. The game plan is brilliant by Fury, and that's why he wins. Dominant fashion.